Whovians. My name is Joe, and welcome to the Whovians United podcast. This is the second episode of this, and it's gonna be awesome. We're unfortunately a host down this week, but Jazz is not here. Though we do have a special guest on. For this week, we have obviously me, Harry.
Hello.
Jenna.
Hey.
And Stephen.
Hello.
He is our special guest with the crappy microphone. Yes, that's right. And so, yes, second episode. Not a lot's happened since last episode, apart from, oh yeah, we have this thing, what's it called? I can't think of it, website, that's it, we have a website, whoviansunited.co.uk, you can go check it out. We've got stuff about our, it's got a page dedicated to the hosts, the guests, the podcast, which you can listen to on the website and download from there. There's also a way to contact us and comment on it and go, oh, I really like this episode, and we're like, woohoo, and stuff like that. I'm talking very fast, I don't know why. So yes, whoviansunited.co.uk, check it out. Okay.
Would you like a jelly, baby? Shut up! Simple enough, thank you would have been sufficient.
Hello, and welcome back to the next section, news and updates. Yeah, not a lot has been going on in the Doctor Who universe since last week. We've had, let's see, they went through the final run-through of the 5th episode of Season 7, which is the episode where the Ponds are leaving us, spoilerifics there. And Harry, you have something to talk about, don't you?
Yes. Well, we all know about the missing episodes from the William Hartnell run of Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy that I'm following on DeviantArt called Mighty Yo Talking. And he's been commissioned by the BBC to animate Reign of Terror after he did an anime Doctor Who fan video on YouTube. The cool thing is all the audio is being taken care of by Big Finish, so it should be pretty cool.
That sounds awesome, and I do love the fact that they're bringing in fans to do this, and they're not getting like people from the BBC and from the Norm production team to do it. So I just think that's really, really cool. Stephen, have you got anything about Season 7 and stuff like that? Spoiler alert.
Well, there's quite a bit of information, but they're all spoilers. If you know the right places to look on the internet, you can find it.
Okay. You gonna talk about it at all, or shall we leave it till the topics section?
Well, I don't want to spoil it for the listeners.
Okay, then. Right.
It was also
So,
Russell T Davies's birthday yesterday.
it's Russell T Davies's birthday
And
yesterday,
and it was a Jenna Beth thingies.
and
what's
it's
it?
Jenna Louise.
That's the one,
What's her
Jenna Louise
face?
getting modelled up.
Next week. No, today.
Today.
So, today. Okay, so Stephen's just updated his picture, which is him standing next to River Song with his mouth. Anyway, and so yes, that's pretty much all that's gone on this week. So very short section. So let's go on to the next, which is topics, shall we?
It made a noise.
What noise?
Yeah,
It's not supposed to make that noise. You leave the brakes on.
yeah. Well, it's a brilliant noise. I love that noise.
Favourite alien?
Sorry, continue.
Favourite alien? Alien you want to bring back? And scariest alien?
I think we should start with Stephen, as he's our guest this week.
Okay, favourite alien. Weeping Angels. Or the Silence.
Is that the scariest or just your favourite?
Favourite.
Well, they're a
Scary.
bit of both, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're both.
Okay,
Favourite and scariest.
alright. What about ones you want to see returning?
I'd love to see the Sea Devils come back and the Zygons.
Sounds pretty awesome. Jenna, do you want to go?
Yeah, okay, my favourite alien is the Master because you can't say no to a psychopath in a suit. Just a fact. Second, The alien I'd love them to bring back is the Hath, because they're cute.
Oh, I love her.
Yes.
They're so adorable, and I love
What happened
them.
to Jenny?
Pardon?
What happened to Jenny?
Yeah, well, she
Jenny
just...
would be nice if she came back. Then again, she's David Tennant's wife, so.
That would be weird. That's
Yeah.
a whole different timey-wimey thing. And no, and the scariest alien was the silence, because it gave me nightmares. And my
Okay.
boyfriend laughed at me because I woke him up to tell him I was scared of make-believe aliens in Doctor Who. He wasn't impressed by that. He really wasn't.
Well, I wouldn't be really impressed either, but that's just my opinion.
If it's going
Right.
to be woken up by anything, though, I suppose at least it's Doctor Who related.
Yeah.
I mean,
See,
if I
Harry,
watched
you wouldn't mind if I woke you up to say that the scary aliens were scaring me.
No, I wouldn't mind either. I'm just saying that I'm sure he really appreciated you waking him up for that. Anyway, is that it?
It's
Yeah.
my turn.
Let's move on to
Everyone
Harry.
forgot about me. I didn't answer my favourite before. I would say my favourite's the Ood, and everyone's forgotten about them, which is
They're
sad.
good.
I hadn't forgotten about the Ood. Just
Hello, I was about to mention the Ood, but I haven't got around to me yet. God.
Okay, well, I'd say my favourite's the Ood. Scariest Weeping Angels, because I don't think anyone else can really... There. They're scary. You close your eyes and they attack and stuff.
Ones you want to return?
To return, I'd either say the Sontarans, or
Yes.
I had an or, and now I can't think or remember.
Or the Ood!
The Ood, yeah, and the Sontarans. If I remember my other one, I'll come back to you. But I'll let
Okay.
you go now.
Right.
I've got
My
a question for you
favourite...
guys.
What was that?
In a minute, I've got a question for you guys.
Okay, that's good. So my favourite would be with Harry, the Ood, because they're awesome, and they're just awesome. I can't stress how cool they are. Scariest would have to be the silence, because yeah, Weeping Angels can break your neck or send you back in time for you to die slowly. In existence, like mess it up, have sex with your own grandmother. No, wait, that's Futurama. That's Futurama. Completely different thing. But I think the scariest would be the silence, because you can see them, but as soon as you turn away, you completely forget they're there,
Yeah.
and they could just kill you like that. The Weeping Angels, yeah, they can. Yeah, they kind of work on the same premise, where you look away and they'll do something. But the silence, you could have encountered thousands in your lifetime, and you wouldn't even know about it. And I think that kind of is what's scary about it, because, like, I don't know, maybe younger children, because the silence, you could have seen them, but you wouldn't know. That might frighten them a bit, because they're like, oh, they
younger
might be real.
children.
Yeah.
Offended, older than you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that, like, younger children could think, if they watch it, because they get scared easily, like Jenna, just saying, that they could, they'd think that, oh, I could have seen some, which kind of makes them slightly more frightening. Like, there's this show, there's this internet YouTube series called Marble Hornets, and it's so realistic how it's filmed and everything that you think that everyone thought it was real for a while, until they went out on a radio interview and said, yeah, it's not real, we've just been doing it, and stuff like that. And so that kind of gives a kind of aspect of horror to it, I suppose. But stuff I'd like to return, I do want to see the Master return, because the Master was awesome. But I think we talked about this last week, but Matt Smith is this kind of jump around, really manic person, and to have the Master as that, they wouldn't complement each other like they did with Tennant, who was quite serious.
But then he could just have a new regeneration where he's quite a serious character, or a foreboding
they
character.
could still use John Sim and take the drum beat out of his head.
As much as I love John Sim, he's played the Master twice. Well, normally that's a bit because he died as well.
Yeah.
regeneration law
Well,
kind
he
of.
died and then he came back. Remember?
Yeah, no, I know that, but even when you come back, normally as a Time Lord, you change your body. He didn't. So, as
Third
much as I
time.
would love Johnson to come back because he's amazing, we're bending the reality of Doctor Who slightly there, aren't we?
Yeah.
I know who could come back as the Master.
Who?
Ben Cumberbatch.
Yes.
I know Jenna's going to agree with that one, but I'm going to say, have any of you watched Life on Mars or Ashes to Ashes?
Yep.
Yes. Both of them.
I've completely forgotten his name now.
Philip
Gene
Lannister.
Hunt.
Philip Lannister.
Yeah, because he would be awesome, because he's just dead sarcastic all the time.
Yeah, it would be quite funny.
But yeah,
He would make quite a good.
Yeah, and I've remembered what I was going to say before about who else to return. I'd say the Time Lords, just as a whole thing, because really since they come back with Eccleston and Tennant and Smith, they've not really explored the whole Time Lord mythology really at all.
They didn't really come back with Smith, did they?
Well, I was.
I'm just saying the new rebooted series. Like, they've not. The only real Time Lords was like when it got so bad that they needed to intervene and get rid of the Master. Like,
Yeah.
and I think to anyone who's just been watching since, the reboot, or doesn't really like go back and look at the whole mythology of the thing, like the Time Lords used to be in it, well, not often, but enough that you would learn stuff about them. And at the moment, we don't really know a lot about them. So I just think it'd be cool. But it's difficult when Gallifrey's been, blown up and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with that. I mean, they could go along their own timeline at some point and like go back and visit the Time Lords as they were. And obviously, as in an end of time, they're across two different time zones, like reaching out to each other, like to the heartbeat of the Master and the Time Lords. So they could go back
With the white
and revisit
pointed
that.
diamond, yeah. So, I mean, I finished with my thing. So, Stephen, I think you had a question?
Yep. Okay. That's a question to all three of you.
Hmm.
If you could live out one of the episodes on TV, which one and why?
That's
Ooh.
evil. I'm just going to say that's quite evil question.
Well, I don't think I'd want to live out many of them, seeming that in pretty much all of them just everyone dies.
Oh, on that basis then, you have to pick the Doctor Dances.
Yeah.
Just that once, everybody lived.
Yeah.
But inside information, I can tell you that Matt Smith and Karen Gillan would choose the Beast Below.
Pretty sure they would. It was a very good episode, Beast Below, but
Which one was the Beast Below?
the Beast
The
Below was the one with the
second episode.
school, and there was the Star Whale, and that one.
Amy
But
and the
that was like the
Nice.
second episode of Matt Smith, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, that's going back a bit.
Matt and Karen Gillan were actually on radio. I think it was one of the major radio stations, and they were answering fans to send the questions in. And I thought I'd be very brave and send one in, and it wouldn't get answered. And that question I've just asked you guys was the one I sent in, and they did actually answer it.
That's very cool.
It's cool.
So I actually got my name read out on the radio station, followed by Matt Smith and Karen Gillan talking, saying, "Well done, that's a good question. That's actually really clever." And I was like, "Yeah."
Woo, that's
I
awesome.
made something of myself, Mum. Mum,
I was on the radio, Mom.
Mum, why
I've-
won't you hug me? Anyway, sorry.
I've got my answer for mine, I think.
Go.
What?
Go.
One of my favourite ones, just going on that, is School Reunion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just because it's got the whole like Demon Headmaster vibe to it, and I used to love them as a kid, and it's got K9 in it, and that's awesome. So.
And
Sarah
The
Jane
actual
as
Demon
well.
Headmaster
Yeah.
was in Beast Below.
rest in peace.
I'm probably going from last week's conversation just for the happiness quota, the last Christmas episode, because happiness quota was kind of off the scale, and I like being happy. So, and I like the line "The Witch in the Wardrobe," and I liked all the little links they made with it. So it'd be like walking into my own Narnia. I'd be very happy.
Yeah.
Okay. If I had to pick one, I don't know. if I had to leave it out, I'd quite like the what was that one with David Tennant in, and Rose, and there was, who was that woman who like took over Rose's body and then took over
Cassandra.
Yeah, Cassandra.
New Earth.
That episode that I can't remember the name of.
Yeah, New Earth is the first episode of Series 2.
Yeah, that one, because no one died.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant, and it was a really good episode, and I enjoyed it. And like I said, nobody died that episode, for once. Everybody
Right,
lived,
I shot as well.
and it was really heartfelt and touching. So,
Yeah.
Stephen,
And she got to kiss David Tennant.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
just adding that on there because
Yeah.
she's a lucky. What?
Yeah,
What?
well-
Sorry.
Someone... Is that carry on?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I would say between two stories, it's hard. The Tenant one would be Planet of the Dead.
Mm.
Because that's just so much fun in that one episode in the story. Like on a bus, like in everyday life. Whenever I'm on a bus going around to work or to town, or yesterday's bus going to your guys, and it was a double decker, and it's like, this is just Planet of the Dead all over again. I might end up in San Helios soon. And it's just like, if it would be cool if that bus actually went through a wormhole and you end up on a desert planet and you're like, this is strange, it's real, it could happen. Hopefully. And the other one is Smith's story, and I would say it has to be Victory of the Daleks.
Victory of the Daleks was fantastic.
That would just be an epic story to live out.
Hmm.
But also, if you were in Victory of the Daleks, you'd be in World War II.
So,
Exactly. Which means Rose Tyler wouldn't be too far away.
No, she would, nor would Jack Harkness. Which leads on to a completely different train of thought. But,
Speaking of Jack Harkness, though, another like cross between this question, any episode with the face of Bo, just because
you want to ask him.
I want to ask him how you got like that from being Jack Harkness,
How did you get an English accent?
because they are the same person, and anyone who disagrees with me is wrong.
Okay.
okay.
Also, I'd quite like the episode of Rose, the very first one. Just a normal girl who works in a shop whose life is going past her, and suddenly this amazing guy turns up and just says, "Run."
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So that was a brilliant question, Stephen. Thank you for that. And I think we're going to move on to our next section now. If no one else has got anything to talk about.
No.
No.
Okay. So next section, reviews.
On my signal. Good signal. Won't miss it.
Sorry, can I ask again? You mentioned a mistake with me.
Oh, big mistake. Really huge. Didn't anyone ever tell you there's one thing you never put in a trap if you're smart, if you value your continued existence, if you have any plans about seeing tomorrow, there's one thing you never ever put in a trap.
And what would that be, sir?
And we're back. So has anyone got any reviews to do before I move on to mine? Like, it could be of a Big Finish thing you've listened to, or one of the episodes that you've gone back and watched recently, or anything like that, as long as it's Doctor Who related, and not Sherlock, Jenna, damn it!
I only talk about Sherlock when it's relevant to Doctor Who. It's not my fault that they are so freaking similar.
No, I agree with Jenna just by the scripting, because it's Steve Moffat.
Yeah.
Going a completely different tangent just quickly. If you think about it, in The Christmas Carol, you know when the Doctor goes into the room and he's talking to Kazran?
Yeah.
And he studies the room and like suddenly does a quick dialogue about the picture on the wall, about the way Kazran sat.
Yeah.
It's like, it's written exactly like Sherlock diagnosing the situation. It's like, that's the Doctor being Sherlock.
It is. Are we doing the fan pics thing yet, or when are we doing that?
We're gonna do that after reviews section.
Wicked. Well, after that, my whole thing is about Doctor Who and Sherlock and the similarities between the two characters, because they're a fascinating character.
Well, save it till then. Okay, so has anyone got any reviews?
I do. Well,
Aaron.
not so much a review. I went right back to the beginning last night because, I just felt like it. And yeah, it's still pretty awesome, although it's completely different, really, to how the Doctor is now and how he's portrayed. Just because, obviously, it was done... Like, the first set of episodes is just... Yeah. It's not really a review, it's just that they're still awesome. And if anyone hasn't watched them, then they should go just watch that first story with the cavemen, you know. Because I don't think anyone... I think after that point, at least from what I can remember, no one's really that shocked about the Doctor. Like, you know, it's quite normal for a police box to be in the middle of nowhere. And, you know, the cavemen are actually just like, oh, he's coming out of the trees, this mysterious dude, and no one else, I don't think, after that has been like that, really.
Yeah.
Also, a good episode right at the beginning would have to be The Unquiet Dead, but that's for another episode. So yeah, anyone else got any reviews? Jenna?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Stephen, go.
I'd say The Three Doctors. I've watched it quite a few times, and it's easily one of my best classic series stories I've ever watched. Just because you've got, like, the first three Doctors bouncing off each other, and it's great fun watching them, and the story is actually pretty cool. Yeah, it's just a great story. I watch it all the time.
Okay then. So I guess this moves on to me. I have something to talk about. It's a Big Finish audio adventure, which is another Paul McGann one, like last episode. I've been listening through them quite a lot. And it's called The Beast of Orlok. It's a two-parter. It is just simply fantastic. The audio acting in it is brilliant and really worth having a look at. Because it's one of my favourites, if not my favourite one that I've listened to recently. So, yeah. It starts off... Oh, getting a bit of echo there. It starts off with a baron in this carriage. I can't remember his name for the life of me. Though I've been listening to it like 5 times this week. And Stephen, mute your microphone, please. Stephen! 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 Stephen!
Sorry. Just give me a disturbance there. I need to trust me. Take care. Right. Yes. Okay. I'm back. Sorry about that.
Hello, what was going on there? Sound like a Sonic Hoover.
It's an alien invasion.
Okay. Sorry. Carry on.
So it starts off. It's set in Germany near the Black Forest, and this is around the time when flintlock pistols were first invented. I can't remember the year. God, I'm so awful at doing these reviews. I just realised. And there's this carriage with a baron in, and they're talking about the Beast of Orlok, who was this old fairy tale, as they called it, and that the baron was, when the baron was gone, so was the beast. So they all think it was him. And then the carriage gets attacked by the beast. And the Doctor and Lucy step out, and it's really interesting how all the characters kind of work together. And let's think, there's a nice twist at the end that I shouldn't tell you, but I'm going to. But this woman's children turn out to be aliens, or she calls them star children, who have fallen from the sky, and it turns out that they were made in a laboratory by this race, whose name, yet again, I can't remember, and I'm probably gonna ask Harry to go over this rant bit thing with the actual story, hopefully, so you can actually know what I'm talking about, and just how all the characters work together and the twists in it are really good. And obviously it's Big Finish, so it's fantastic quality. and the companion that's in there for Paul McGann is brilliant. Lucy Miller, she's kind of like a mixture between Rose and Donna in the fact that she's kind of chavvy, like Rose is, but also she has quite the attitude like Donna does. So I think they've kind of taken bits from the new series and hints and tips and brought them into this fantastic companion. So yeah, overall I would give it like a 9 out of 10 because it's just fantastic quality and the two parts flow together really well. And yeah, you should go check it out. Big Finish, brilliant.
How do Big Finish always make the good audio stories, and it's just what they do. They're so great at it.
Like they just can't stop making awesome stories.
I need to get more.
They need to do more. And I do really like it how they use the old characters and they use old companions and doctors in here in this story and in all the Big Finish range. Okay, so with that awful review finished, I think we're going to move on to the fan picks section, shall we?
Thanks for the lift.
We are in your universe now, Doctor. Why should it matter to me in which room you die? I can kill you just as easily here as anywhere. Fear me. I've killed hundreds of Time Lords.
Fear me. I've killed all of them.
Alright, okay, this is a video of mine, as you said not to, but I'm self-promoting, as you said. And this is what I generally do. I am a 11th Doctor cosplayer. And Jenna's met me at Summon City.
Woo!
And there's a link to a teaser video I did of like footage from different stuff. I've got loads of videos still to edit, but that's a teaser for now.
Okay.
If you want to have a check of that.
Sure. Send it via Skype and I shall check it out.
It's there, it's sent to the message.
Doesn't say. I've only got my links, Jenna's link, and Harry's link. Oh, there we are. Gone. Jadoon. Okay, so let's get back to it in 3, 2. Hello then, welcome to the topic section. We did this podcast backwards, hooray! Okay, so fan picks wise, I think I'm going to start. And I found this dude on YouTube. I was just searching, and I found this really cool dude. He's called Rock Skyley, or Oncoming Storm, or Stephen Clare. It was just really ironic because we have someone on called Stephen this episode. So
Really?
yeah, it's just really weird.
That's kind of strange. One of the
there's
guys.
this person
pretty an idiot.
Yeah, he is a bit of an idiot. And
Yeah.
a dickish something. I'm just kidding. Steven's channel here. You do lots of Matt Smith cosplay, a lot of it, and I was saying in like the first or second take that because you've been cosplaying as him so much that you've kind of taken on his mannerisms, like the way you talk or sometimes like walk and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you do quite a lot of videos and stuff for like charities, and you have a video that you've privatized, which is really annoying because I want to show it in the playlist.
Is that the one I showed you yesterday?
My Room in Under 4 Minutes, it is called, and we'll get you to unprivate it. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, but also just your channel.
Okay.
And your room is completely chocked full of Doctor Who memorabilia, literally just like posters, figures, books, CDs, DVDs, costumes, everything like that. And it makes me extremely jealous. And if you can unprivate it or give us the link.
Well, it's not private, it's just not public, so
yeah. If you do that, or just send me the link to that video, then you guys can view it in the playlist. So have fun with that. You should go check Stephen out, cause he's awesome, and his room makes me extremely jealous. I think we're gonna move on to Jenna now. Jenna?
Kira?
Jenna?
Sorry, I was busy laughing at that last comment. Do you realise what you said?
No.
Doesn't matter then. That was brilliant. Sorry, okay, I'm back. My video is by someone called Lisa Key with 2 eyes, and it's called Come Undone, the Doctor and Sherlock Holmes, and it's a comparison between the two with the quote from Stephen Moffat saying, "The Doctor is an angel trying to be a man. Sherlock is a man trying to be a god." And it shows the similarities between the two in their last episodes. It contains spoilers for the last episode of Doctor Who and the end of the Christmas special and the last episode of Sherlock. And it's brilliant because they haven't used quotes from any of the rest of the series. They haven't used images from anything else other than those episodes. And it's just very cleverly made, very cleverly put together with the song Come Undone, which is perfect for them, actually, completely perfect. It's a very, very good video. It's very clever. And it's fun to watch if you like Doctor Who or Sherlock or both. Neither of them get more time than the other. Everything is all kind of put together nicely. It's brilliant and clever and definitely worth at least one view.
Okay.
I shall watch that later.
Now I think we're going to move on to Harry and then finally Stephen. Harry, what have you got for us?
Mine is who we're going to have as our original guest, Noah's Doctor Who fan series. And they basically, him and a few friends, I was on an episode, shameless plug.
Bleep bloop.
Yeah, they've basically gone and done Doctor Who by themselves while it wasn't on between David Tennant and Matt Smith. And filmed, 4 episodes they managed to do before they had to all split up and go to uni and stuff. But they've basically done everything that Doctor Who does at the moment. So they've got their own audio stories. They've got like confidential kind of style video blogs and special effects stuff. And it's all really cool. And they've got their own plot lines, their own monsters and everything. It's great.
Sounds pretty awesome. What is it? Doctor Who Adventures? Doctor Who Fan Adventures?
Fan Adventures, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, sounds good. Right. Who is next? Oh, that's that dude. What's he called? Oh, yes, Stephen. What's your video?
Hello, yes, okay. This video is, you said not to self-promote yourself too much, so it's a video of me by someone else. It's just a video of, actually quite interesting, it's me taking a Dalek shopping.
Okay, then.
There's a linky.
There's a link. So, what is in the video?
Basically, it is one of the first charity event I did this year, and the 7th of January. It was in Dartford. And I was there with the fellow members from Iconic Legion. We was going around, and we had Dalek, we had me as the Doctor, we had Stormtroopers, Boba Fett, Darth Vader, like loads of different characters. And me and the Dalek decided to go for a little trundle around. And I was recommending different pieces of shopping you can get. I went into JD Sports and other different shops. And then we went into Morrison's or Waitrose, and the camera came out and we actually filmed me walking around in character, talking to this Dalek, followed by Boba Fett and Snowtroopers.
And it's pretty awesome. So, do you do charity events a lot then?
Yeah, I mean, whenever they come up, I try and help out if I'm available. I mean, tomorrow I'm actually in London doing a sci-fi costume parade thing, which if you guys are around at all, if you want to check it out, it'll be along the South Bank.
I would try, but I don't have a costume.
Well, I shall be taking my video camera so I can vlog as I do it.
That's pretty awesome. So you do blogs as well?
Yep, I do vlogs now. Yeah, I stopped them for a while because I just haven't had the time to edit stuff, and I've got so many videos from last year still to do. But I will get there.
Okay. Alrighty then. So if that's this section over, we're gonna have to end this lovely. Why? I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Oh God. So are we all done?
Yeah.
Everyone had something? Okay. Well, I guess it's time to end episode 2. See you next section. Okay,
Bye.
and we're here for the last bit of the Doctor Who, the Whovians United podcast. I was going to say Doctor Who podcast, but we are not. Completely different. We have stuff on the internet. You know, that thing.
Which thing?
Things. I love things.
They're like books, but they're not books, and they're on computers and stuff.
Yes. What are we going on about? You can check out our website, whoviansunited.co.uk, that is run by the lovely Harry, who is amazing and does audio editing and everything like that.
Hey, Harry!
Whoa, go Harry! Give him a clap.
Oh, awesome, yeah.
Yeah, he is. You can go check out that. You can also check our Facebook group, Whovians United Podcast. You can also have a look at our Twitter and our YouTube. And what are we doing with our YouTube channel, I should quickly say, is what we're going to be doing is we're going to be splitting everything we do up into shows. That's right, shows. You can subscribe to the different shows that we make. We're going to be doing gaming, so Whovians United Gaming, fan fiction and audio adventures, like Big Finish sort of style, that me and Jess and a couple of us are going to be doing sometime soon. There's going to be the random stuff, where it's just like videos. I might do some like weekly news thing, where I talk about what's happening in Doctor Who, what's happening with us, stuff like that. And then we've got, obviously, the podcast that you can listen to on YouTube. But all those links are on our website, so in just one convenient place, whoviansunited.co.uk. We will also, hopefully sometime soon, have a Netflix promotion from last episode, where we'll have our own link, which, Harry, you've sent in, haven't you?
I've sent in for an application too, so then cool people like you listening can get like 3 months of Netflix, so it would be cool, and it would help us out as well.
Which would be awesome. So, thank you ever so much for watching, or listening, or anything like that. Has anyone got any final thoughts or words that they would like to say before we end this episode?
I'd just say a bit of a teaser. Regards to me cosplaying and that as a Doctor, this year there's going to be a very interesting gadget that I'm going to have as the Doctor when I'm walking around at events. So keep your eyes out for that, possibly even at Summer City.
Okay. Conventions. Are we going to any conventions?
Hopefully, I can get down to London Comic Con.
Hopefully, we'll meet up there, and one day, think about it. One day, we could be at the Gallifrey convention and the Whovians United stall, and people go over there. But right now, we're just tourists, so pretty much. So hopefully, we'll be going to some conventions, and you might be able to spot us there if you live in the London-y area stuff. I would like to thank you all for watching. If everyone's said something, Jenna, do you want to say anything?
Later days.
Okay. And Harry?
Totally unrelated, but The Avengers is awesome, so go watch that.
Yes, it is.
It is very awesome.
Don't spoil it for Jenna, though. Alright. Thank you all ever so much for watching the second episode, and we will come back to you next week with the third episode, where we might have another special guest on. Keep your eyes peeled, Whovians. We'll see you next time.